Augustine of Hippo, De Civitate Dei, Episode 2. In the previous episode, the first one in this series, I read this entire opening sentence and then analyzed and translated it through this portion. In this episode, I will read the remainder of the sentence a second time and translate and analyze that portion. Let's begin. De inceps adeptura per excellentiam, victoria ultima et pace perfecta, hoc opera instituto et mea ad te, permissione debito, defendere adversus eos, qui conditori eos Deos suos praeferunt, fili carissime Marcelline, suscepi, magnum opus et arduum, sed Deus adjutor noster est. In the first part, we had that most glorious city of God, gloriosissimum civitatem, whether in this present run of the ages, in hoc temporum cursu, when amidst the wicked one travels as a pilgrim, living by faith, or whether in that more firmness, that stabilitate of the eternal home, a home which now one waits for by patience, until such time as justitia convertatur in judicium, justice is transformed or changed into judgment. Thus for the first part. At that point, thereupon, de inceps, the final victory, victoria ultima, shall be gained through excellentiam, through a kind of moral superiority. Adeptura is a participle, future participle from the deponent verb adepiscor, and although it is deponent and therefore has passive forms and active meanings, this one in particular can sometimes also have a passive meaning, as attested by Lewis in Short, and thus adeptura needs to be taken. In this instance, when the final victory, this is an ablative absolute, shall have been gained through its moral superiority, and when peace has been established, pace perfecta. And now we have another ablative absolute, namely from hoc through debito. Since this work has been started, hoc opera instituto, and it is owed debito, which also modifies opera. So you see that opera has three adjectives. It has the demonstrative adjective hoc, it has the participle instituto, and the participle debito. Since this work has been begun and it is owed by my promise, mea promissione, by my promise made to you, and mea promissione can be an ablative of cause, or it could be an ablative of means, and it is a promise, defendere, to defend, defendere, against those who praeferunt conditori eius Deus suos. Now, praeferunt is the verb praefero, which means to put in front of, and so it's often translated to prefer. Those who prefer Deus suos, their own gods, conditori, to the founder of that city. And this goes all the way back then to Civitatem. Likewise, the implicit object of defendere is also civitatem, to defend that city against those persons adversus eos who prefer their own gods to the founder of the eternal city. My most dear son Marcelline. So here is the masculine singular vocative, and Marcellinus was the Roman magistrate who sat at the Council of Carthage in 411, at which the Donatist controversy was settled and Donatism was condemned as a heresy. Finally, we have the main verb suscepi. I have undertaken defendere, to defend the most glorious city of God. It is a magnum opus et arduum, a massive and difficult work, but God is our helper.